This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of October 6th, 2022. I'm Alex Brown. Indiana University Northwest Chancellor Ken Iwama says a $3 million grant from the U.S. Department of Education, combined with another grant received last year, is a game changer. The 5-year grant was awarded through the Developing Hispanic Serving Institution program.
If you're not a Hispanic serving institution, you cannot apply for these HSI-specific federal grants. And based upon the strategies and the funding that we'll be able to use with that money, it really will help define our service to our campus and our students.
IU Northwest says it will use the grant to implement its Inspiring, Valuing, and Empowering Success Together, or INVEST, initiative for students. The effort includes 3 primary goals: improving retention and graduation rates, enhancing instruction, and building a culture of student success through strong leadership. Minnesota-based St. Croix Hospice is expanding its Midwest footprint with the acquisition of Adaptive Hospice in Jeffersonville. The deal brings Adaptive's locations in Indianapolis, Jeffersonville, and Newburgh under the St. Croix brand, though financial terms are not being disclosed. The company says no jobs were lost as part of the acquisition. A joint replacement center is expected to be the second tenant at Noblesville's 200-acre master-planned innovation district. The Indiana Joint Replacement Institute is planning a $28 million, 35,000-square-foot facility at Innovation Mile and is set to open in early 2025. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Mark your calendar for IBJ's Women of Influence event on October 27th. We'll be unveiling this year's class of Indy's most powerful and inspiring women. Join us as we celebrate their successes and reveal the triumphs and challenges that have shaped their careers. RSVP by October 20th at ibj.com/events.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Bigwigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
Indiana's largest farmer advocacy group says it's prioritizing commodities, conservation, and nutrition in its lobbying efforts around the next federal farm bill. Here's Wes Mills.
The Indiana Farm Bureau made the announcement after members of Indiana's congressional delegation spent time during their recent 6-week recess to meet with the state's Farm Bill Task Force to discuss the next round of agricultural legislation on Capitol Hill. Representatives said the organization supports additional new base acres under certain circumstances. Base acres reflect a farm's historical plantings and have a program commodity assigned to each base acre. Under current law, determining a farm's federal program payment is based on old base acreage data. As a result, many farms today actually plant more acres than what they have in total base acres. The organization said it also recommends that any climate change initiatives proposed in the Farm Bill should not be a prerequisite for any other U.S. Department of Agriculture, Conservation, or crop insurance program. The current U.S. Farm Bill is set to expire next year. Congress updates the legislation every 5 years. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The owners of a 70-year-old drive-in theater in Northeast Indiana are looking for help to restore the massive screen that was hit by a powerful storm in August. Our partners at WPTA-TV report the Auburn Garrett Drive-In's Facebook page says it will cost at least $300,000 to replace the screen and support structure. A family member of the property owner says a GoFundMe page has been created for anyone who would like to pitch in to save the theater that first opened in 1951. The drive-in has been closed since the storm and will remain closed for the season. The 12 players on Butler University's men's basketball team represent the first round of student athletes from the school to sign name, image, and likeness contracts to help nonprofit organizations. The contracts are administered through the newly formed All Good Dogs, Inc., a 501c3 that facilitates philanthropic opportunities for student athletes who are then compensated. Executive Director Mark McFatridge.
Boost their mission and the awareness of their mission that they don't have to pay for. So All Good Dogs in this instance would then pay that Butler University basketball player for their service to another nonprofit.
But McFatridge says it is not only about compensation. The AGD ambassadors will participate in financial literacy, legal, and brand education sessions provided by AGD volunteers that will provide opportunities for personal growth. Right now, All Good Dogs is limited to men's basketball but plans to expand to other sports in 2023. McFatridge says limiting the pilot program to 12 ambassadors helps keep the initiative manageable. Outgoing Indy Chamber CEO Michael Huber is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.